What is up, guys? Ethan here. On today's video, I want to kind of briefly walk you through how I beat target panic, the tools that I use to do it after struggling with it for the past 15 years, and then using a clicker on a bow that just kind of ended up masking the problem, and maybe some thoughts and ways that you might use the tips and tricks that I developed and that worked for me and that others have developed that I used to defeat target panic with stick bow for yourself once and for all. So number one, my very first and favorite tip for helping beat target panic is letdowns. So I'll show you what a letdown looks like and how I do them. So I line up in front of my target just like I normally would to make a shot. I draw back and do it my whole process. Aim it to keep it. Settle in. And I let back down. And depending on how I'm feeling that day, I may do that once, twice, 10 times. And what that is just a simple little exercise that says that I can do all these things. I can draw my bow back, pick my spot, put the tip of my arrow where I want it to be, and I can do all that without making the shot. Because who has control of the shot? Not your brain, you. You, the archer, have control and have the say on whether or not that arrow gets shot or not. Because ultimately, that's what all target panic is. It's your brain thinking it knows best. Either your brain saying you need to brace for impact, or your brain saying you need to make the shot now, now, now. And you giving in, you caving. And that's the thing that makes triggers, like external triggers and psycho triggers, sears, grip sears, tab sears, all those things, limb-driven clickers. It makes all of those things band-aids. They don't really fix your target panic. They are letting you have just enough control of your shot that you hold and pull into it, but ultimately something else is telling you when to make that shot other than your brain. But it's still not you. It's still not you, the archer, being able to say that I want to make my shot now. Realizing that target panic is just your brain wanting to take over the shot, it emphasizes the fact that you have to take the control away from your brain. When your brain says one thing, you've got to do the opposite. So like with the letdowns, draw back that bow with no intentions of taking the shot. Tell yourself, this is just a letdown. Sometimes I had to tell myself that because my target panic was so bad, even after 10, 15 years with the compound and a couple years with the clicker and all that, that if I didn't tell myself this is just a letdown, I might shoot. Because your brain, all your brain knows is you have an arrow loaded, you're drawing back, and it says, now, shoot. That shot looks good, take it. And you can't. You got to pump the brakes, stop, and gather yourself, take control. So by doing those letdowns, and whenever I was going through this last summer with the goal that I was going to hunt this season with no triggers, that I wanted to be in control of my shots, I had to do letdowns for a long time. I mean, I worked on this all summer to be ready to hunt this year with no external triggers or audible triggers of any kind. By doing those letdowns, by drawing back, settling in, and then saying, all right, nope, let back down. And then do that periodically throughout your shot processes. Every couple shots, even, if you have to, do a letdown. If you can only make one controlled shot without doing a letdown or something like that, then that's fine. You don't have, that's what I say, if anything causes target panic, it's not even like long holds and stuff like that, then breaking down a form. It's shooting groups. Shooting groups has a time and a place. But unless you have control, or you're in the point in your shooting that you have control, not your brain, shooting groups will destroy you, because an arrow hitting here, there, wherever away from that one good arrow maybe that you shot is whenever you start to think there's a problem, when there's not. You may have had control over that shot, made a good shot, it just didn't hit where you want. So taking things slow, shooting one arrow like I like to do, walk down, get it, and come back. And by doing letdowns periodically throughout your shot process, it slows everything down. Pick my spot, aim it to keep it. So that's one good one. Number 2 is counting. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. And I would do it and do these things in succession of how I'm telling you, because that's what I had to do. Once you get to the point where you can hold that bow and do those letdowns with ease and comfort and control, then move on to counting. You're going to make the shot now. You're going to draw that bow back and let that arrow go, but you're not going to do it when your brain says, now, now, now. You're going to do it at a certain point that you yourself have decided. So rather than just pulling back, holding that anchor for a second and letting it go, make yourself get through those first critical seconds, because every shot, whenever you don't have control, is going to have a few critical seconds at the very beginning of the shot where it's like, I'm pulled back, I'm settled in, now, let it go, let it go, let it go, shoot, shoot. And you have to hold it. You have to hold it with everything in you. So a good way to train yourself on getting through that is by counting. So you got to get through those first critical seconds, and you have to hold through it. So by counting out loud, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and do at least a 2 Mississippi to get you through those first critical seconds of just wanting to let go of that arrow. And you'll find that eventually you're able to hold to 4, 5, 6, 7 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi. You fought it off. That's a small win. So once you've done that, I'll just go ahead and do it. I'll count to 3 Mississippi. Settle in, pick my spot, aim it to keep it. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Heart shot. Once you've counted and let go of that arrow, execute that shot, then you have inserted some type of an audible control. So yeah, you could say that it's like an audible trigger maybe, but what it's doing is you're only able to do a couple things at a time, and that's part of what causes target panic, is things up here, and things back here. You can't do it all at one time. So then your brain just wants to take over the shot. So by doing the counting, you're removing an autopilot. And you can switch it up too. Shoot at 2 seconds, then shoot at 5, then shoot at 3, then shoot at 2 again, then shoot at 4, then 2 again. Switch it up. Keep a revolving door, so then your brain doesn't necessarily know what's going on, but decide what number you're going to shoot at, make it to that number, and then shoot your shot and keep switching it up. Number 3 is that what worked for me. There is no rush to let go of an arrow. Sometimes, occasionally, and I question even a lot of the situations that people think that you rush a shot in hunting, but every once in a while you may rush a shot on a hunt. But in general, you've always have time. Nothing is going on this range is going anywhere. That deer target's not going anywhere. A bullseye is not going anywhere. Even a deer that's right in front of you generally is not going anywhere right away. You have got time. Nothing worth doing and nothing that you want to be accurate and consistent should you rush and be sloppy, ever, on anything. What do we ever do that on? Whether you're a precision rifle shooter, an archer, whatever, someone in the trades, you don't rush. You take your time, you be methodical and precise about it, right? This is the same exact way. Rushing a shot is what will feed into your target panic. Just same as holding and maybe holding way too long will, where you're getting tired, your form's breaking down, shooting for way too long, trying to shoot groups, all those things that could ultimately break down your form because you're tired, you're not being able to be repetitive, and then your mind takes over because your body's tired, your mind takes over the shot. So once you get to that point and you've gone through the succession, now you're able to draw the bow, hold the bow, pick your spot, hold it for a certain amount of time that you tell yourself you can. So now, each and every shot for some time, you're just going to have to get to a point where you're not counting anymore, but you are fighting off that initial urge, that critical seconds we talked about. I do that every single shot. I don't ever just draw back and let it pick a spot, let it rip. I pick my spot from the beginning, draw back, aim it to keep it, put the tip of my arrow where I want it to be, per se, and just worry about that. At this point, I am just holding for as long as I want to or don't want to, because I've got control. So my brain at this point in time, my brain doesn't tell me anymore whenever I want to shoot or don't want to shoot. And sometimes I just end up letting down because I want to, because the shot doesn't feel very good, or I'm tired, so I just go put my bow away for the day. But in general, the sustainment is by you fighting off those critical seconds of the shot being unstable. You're not prepared, you're not settled in, you're not calmed down yet. You need to get to that point after that first couple seconds to where you're calm, settled in, stable, focused, in control. Then you make that shot, not a second before. That's all I got, guys. It's really 3 simple tips that help me a lot. I think they can help you a lot. And if I can get through target panic after as long as I've dealt with it, and in such a bad way that I experienced, I really think if it could help me, it can help a lot of you. So, watch this video multiple times, take notes, use it in your next practice session, guys, because you don't have to be a slave to a trigger. I thought I would have to be a slave to a trigger, and I'm not anymore. I'm able to shoot whatever bow that I want that you put in my hands now, not just mine has a trigger on it. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Hope it helps you. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Let's keep growing this platform so I can help more people and we can get the message out there so more people can enjoy shooting a stick bow, especially the people struggling with target panic. Leave a comment below so I can engage with you guys. Grab your bows, get out, shoot straight, keep hunting if you are right now, if your seasons are still running, guys. Be safe, and I'll catch you next time.